Warning: the following program contains scenes that may disturb some viewers, because we're about to enter the world of the truly disgusting. We're counting down the top 10 grossest behaviors in the animal kingdom and comparing them to hideous human habits. It's not for the faint-hearted, but there's heaps of hilarity ahead when Grossouts are taken to the most extreme. Earth is a planet of extremes. Extreme places and extreme animals. But some animals are more extreme than others. Join us as we count down to find the most unusual, the most extraordinary, the most extreme. Kicking off our countdown is an animal that towers over all other contenders. It's the giraffe. It may look elegant as it strides serenely across the plains of Africa, but it has a messy secret. The giraffe has long legs, a long neck, and long lines of slimy, sticky spit. Giraffes drool a lot. Not many people get to see these dribbly giants in action because their heads are usually up in the trees, and that's where they roll out another gross surprise. A giraffe's tongue can be nearly half a meter long and is so powerful that it can rip leaves from branches. All that sticky saliva coats the serrated leaves and spines, making them easier to swallow. At the end of the meal, giraffes have a very unpleasant way of wiping their faces. Giraffes are number 10 in the countdown because they can clean almost any orifice with their tongue. Imagine what you could do with a tongue like a giraffe. With a tongue half a meter long, you could wipe your forehead and clean out your nose. You could even explore inside your ears, which would be really handy if you've got lots of earwax. About 2,000 tiny glands inside the ear produce the waxy matrix, but it's also mixed up with things like dead skin cells, bacteria, and fragments of hair. Because we don't have a tongue like a giraffe, earwax buildup can be a real problem. And since you should never put anything in your ear smaller than your elbow, it's a job best left to a professional. Like the one at this small clinic in Osaka, Japan. Not only does the doctor clean your ears, but courtesy of a fibroscope, you can watch while he works. Although some people may find it a little disturbing getting up close and personal with your own earwax. It's a delicate procedure, even for a professional, so never try this at home. giraffes may have no trouble with earwax, but other things can really get up their nose. Ants can be found living in the swollen bases of the thorns of some African trees. In return for their prickly homes, the swarms of ants will defend the tree against all hungry herbivores. Get too close and angry ants will enter every opening. Luckily, the giraffe's tongue can remove all invaders. The giraffe's personal hygiene may be a little offensive, but it's nothing compared to the disgusting digestion of our next contender. In this English garden is a man with a truly gross talent under his belt. Meet Paul Hunn from London. Paul has one of the loudest burps in the world, with a personal best of an ear-shattering 118 decibels. His belches are as loud as an aircraft taking off. But Paul's gift of the gas is nothing compared to our next contender. The cow has propelled itself into number 9 in the countdown thanks to the breathtaking amount of gas it pumps out. Cows have a real problem with wind. They have to burp almost constantly to relieve all the methane that builds up in their stomachs. These bovine belchers can expel as much as 2 liters of gas every minute. Every year, the estimated 100 million cattle in the U.S. release about 50 million tons of gases into the atmosphere, and not just from the front. The main reason for their galloping gas is because they eat so much, up to 40 kilograms of food a day. If we ate like cows, we'd probably have extreme gas as well, especially if we ate 40 kilograms of baked beans. Beans are perhaps the ultimate in gas-producing food, thanks to their high sulfur content. We all know about the gross-smelling after effects of a big bean blowout, but they're not the only ingredient that can create a sulfurous stench. If you want to clear a room, other foods that will help to really cut the cheese include cabbage, broccoli, and onions. Every day, the average person releases around 10 messages from the interior, which is about 2 liters of gas. Imagine if you could collect all that wind from, say, the entire population of Rhode Island. It would be enough gas to fill a hot air balloon, which is nothing to sniff at. Although it would only take 400 stinky cows to do the same job. That's because these bovine blowhards are always ready to rumble.